You're watching the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters award-winning YCN Game of the Week. Today we are in Woodstock, Vermont for a Division III gridiron clash between the host Wasps and the Hornets of Lyndon Institute. YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. LaValley Building Supply, 10 retail lumber yards serving New England for over 55 years. Ramontos in Claremont, always fresh, always delicious. Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in our community. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. M.J. Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. And Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. Good evening and welcome to Woodstock, Vermont for Kickoff 2019 YCN Game of the Week. I'm Jeremy Stout, joined this year by Scott Quimby. And Scott, we have an exciting matchup. Obviously, Woodstock, the defending champs, may have some questions this year against Lyndon. What should we watch for tonight?
Yeah, well, they steamrolled through opponents last year. Obviously, they outscored opponents almost 4-1. They had a lot of roster turnover, though. A lot of freshmen, sophomore players, very new roster, a lot of question marks.
Yeah.
So, I think they'll probably be the better team based on past history, but, we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Every year we're here in Woodstock. Always a great game. We've seen some good ones against Windsor, who they defeated in the championship game. Like I said, last year they went to Lyndon and won there. So we'll see what happens in week one. It's Lyndon Institute and Woodstock coming up next on the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back. So we are set to kick off the 2019 high school football season. Woodstock will be kicking off. Lyndon in the whites will be receiving. Woodstock gets this one underway. Fumbled the kickoff, but picked up at the 20-yard line. And then can't quite evade the tackler.
Good special teams play right there.
Made by Corey White, number 15.
Corey White in on the tackle. Grabbed the ball carrier around the ankles, and Lyndon will take over. First down. Looks like they'll spot the ball just shy of the 30-yard line, maybe about the 28-yard line. So Lyndon losing last year in the opening game to this Woodstock squad, but as you mentioned, Scott, in the opener, there's a lot of turnover on this Woodstock team, a lot different.
That's right, they're a bit undermanned compared to what they're used to, so we'll see how that depth plays into this game.
First play, handoff inside and gaining a couple yards, number 32, Matthew Lazaro. The senior, excuse me, he gets it all the way up to the 30-yard line for about a 4-yard gain. That'll bring up second down. Quarterback in the shotgun, number 6.
It's one receiver back there, shotgun, like you said.
Whitstein. Handoff again to Lazaro.
Ooh.
He finds a big hole, and then he's tripped up.
I believe that's a first down.
Yeah, not before he gets the first down. Lazaro, a nice little cut there.
Tackle made by number 7, Colby Eaton for Woodstock.
Colby Eaton with the tackle, and Lyndon picks up the first down of the game. Extends this drive, and a couple of plays, they've decided to keep it on the ground. We'll see if they air it out. Another shotgun man to his right. And this time the handoff to the up man. And that's number 40.
Another
Peyton
solid
Barlow.
gain. Another first down. Both plays so far here, a lot of motion on their offense. It seems to be throwing Woodstock off a bit.
Yeah, they're going to keep the defense guessing, and it's worked there. Like you said, another first down, a big gain there. So 3 positive plays for Lyndon Institute. They now have it first down and 10 from their own 34-yard line. And there's the handoff on the counter fumble. Ball is loose. Not sure, and they're saying Woodstock has recovered it.
Quite a scrum. It's hard to tell from here, but Woodstock giving the ball.
Not quite sure who got to that one. It looked like it might have been number 15 of the Wasps.
I saw 19, Chase Christensen, throw it to the sideline.
All right, so he was down there. Corey White was down there, but either way, Woodstock takes over, and they'll bring their offensive unit out onto the field for the first time tonight, 1st and 10 from the 42. And the offensive unit, a lot like the defensive unit. We were looking at the rosters earlier, and only 24 players listed on this Woodstock roster.
Very thin. I think almost 80% of their touchdowns last year are graduated. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how this group meshes. First game of the season. I'm sure they'll improve over the course of time, but it could take some time, Jeremy.
Yeah, on that first play, Wyatt Began gets tackled in the backfield. Looks like that'll be loss of about 3 yards, and the biggest thing that obviously the skill position players, but you've got an offensive line where you really have a lot of underclassmen, freshmen, sophomore, more freshmen on this team than seniors for the Wasps. So man goes in motion, and the handoff this time is stuffed again in the backfield. Nowhere to go.
And to your point, Jeremy, the underclassmen and whatnot on the offensive line, they're typically smaller kids. They can get overpowered by upperclassmen at the line of scrimmage, and it could be a huge advantage for Lyndon Institute.
Began again on the carry, and gets dropped back for another loss of yards, and it's going to be, looks like about a 3rd and 15 now. They've got to get to across the 50-yard line to about the 48-yard line. Sitting at 38. 14 yards to go here on 3rd down, and this time the QB will keep it as he rolls to his left, and incomplete. Attempted by number 7. That's Colby Eaton, and it's got 3 and out here, as we were worried about. An undermanned young team. They've shown it right there on that first drive.
They tried a little play action there, and there was more pressure. You know, it was a safe play. They obviously didn't want to cause a turnover or anything like that on the first set of downs, but yeah, the offensive line seems to be an issue so far.
And it's a tough play call there because you're rolling to your left and then you're throwing. It wasn't quite across his body, but it wasn't as if he was throwing far out to the left sideline. So it was a little bit of a tough play call.
Generally speaking, with a right-handed quarterback, you're going to have him roll right.
Yep.
They get better vision. They have better arm angle.
So 4th down, and the punt team is on. The punt is away. Number 15, Corey White. Nice little punt and a good bounce where Woodstock will down it just about at the 31-yard line. We'll step aside for our first break. No score in the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby here, scoreless in Woodstock between Woodstock and Lyndon Institute. Today's game is being brought to you in part by Mascoma Savings Bank, mutually owned with no shareholders to please. If you want your local game, event, parade, or concert televised into YCN's over 300,000 households, contact us at info@ycnnow.com.
Well, we just saw there, Jeremy, another shotgun, backwards to the left, more motion. It seems to be throwing Woodstock off. He got a solid gain. It looked about 11 yards.
And
Woodstock seems a little flustered by this motion so far.
Little flustered, and you give credit to this Lyndon offensive line really moving that defense, that point of attack. Lyndon's getting that jump, and they've had a couple counters and a couple good cutbacks, and now they'll bring out the chains here. So they spotted the ball just about at the 42, so we'll see the measurement and see if they do get the first down. Stretching, and it looks to be just over
First down, Lyndon.
the line, so it will be a first down.
I'd like to point out for Lyndon Institute, out of their offensive linemen, they do have 12 seniors. Sorry, they have 3 seniors.
3 seniors.
So they probably do have a significant size and strength advantage on the front lines.
Right, and even just looking at it from where our vantage point is right here, about the 45-yard line, so they're coming right up to us, you can tell the size and the spacing and just how they work together. The fake and then the handoff to the second running back, number 44, Dylan Miller.
Dylan Miller on the carry for Lyndon.
Really, they're doing it all different phases. Keeping the ball on the
Flag here
ground.
on the play.
So we'll see if that gets called back, and it will with the holding.
Out of bounds by number 19.
More motion though, Jeremy. He got to the outside again and got a solid 6 yards in the play. I'm not sure if the holding made much of an impact on the play.
Right, yeah, it might not. It might have been one of those things where it was away from the ball.
It was more interior line play. And the play obviously kicked wide, so.
But that's the first real miscue. I mean, obviously the fumble early, that obviously killed the drive, but they really moved the ball nicely on most of the plays, but that really brings them back. I think they're going to, was that a 34-yard line?
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and 20, so tough challenge to overcome here.
A little ways to go. They got one wide receiver split out wide right, Dylan Dwyer.
More motion here.
The handoff goes to the first man.
A face mask, I think, on the play there.
Luke Duda is on the carry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke Dudas had the 5 or 6 yard gain, almost 10-yard gain before he was finally taken down. And then they had the face mask on top of it. That was right in front of us. You could see it. We could both see it. And it's going to be an automatic first.
That's one way to overcome a 1st and 20. I tell you that.
That is. Get 10 of them and then add 15 more yards. 5-yard penalty, excuse me. But I believe it'll be the automatic first down.
Correct.
So, erases that 1st and 20. And the ball will be spotted at 27-yard line.
5 for Lyndon.
So,
no, it is a 15-yard penalty. They're calling it a 1st and 5 rather than doing a 1st and 10, which is a little interesting to me.
I'm not really sure if
I have to check the rules on that one.
I think that they're stopping it now.
Okay.
The chain gang is not on the same page because it either needs to be 1st and 10, and then they move the chains, or if it's not an automatic first down, it's still 2nd and 5.
Correct.
Because the ref did call a 5-yard penalty.
Well, it wouldn't be 2nd and 5 regardless. You're not going to cancel it down.
Not going to get an automatic first. Well, either way, it's 1st and 5.
Yeah, we're going to wing it here.
Shotgun snap again. This time the quarterback
rolls out the first throw.
First pass of the game.
It's incomplete.
Wittstein on the attempted pass, number 6, incomplete.
Wittstein couldn't hang on to that.
So that'll be the first pass and an incompletion from the quarterback, Wittstein, sophomore QB. So we'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Inside 8 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. No score yet. This game has been played basically between the 30-yard lines. Lyndon getting a good drive to start, and then the fumble. Woodstock punting on their first drive, and here we are with Lyndon's second drive. Man goes in motion again. Wide open on the left side.
Good block by 67. That's Ben Perkins.
44, Dylan Miller on the
Got a nice block downfield, then he cleared another guy out to give a couple more yards to his running back, and that'll be across the 40 up to about the 38-yard line, where it will be 1st down and 10. Lyndon crossing the 40 for the 2nd time.
I tell you, this Lyndon Institute run game so far has been pretty impressive. They've basically had motion every single play so far. And so far, Woodstock hasn't been able to keep up. They're getting beat to the edge.
And when you have motion on all these plays, a lot can happen if you're on the offensive side. You're lined up in the wrong position, you get a false start, you do something wrong, but they've really done a nice job of it. This time the quarterback rolls out and incomplete, but a flag comes in from the secondary.
Yeah, it looked like he was throwing it away there at the end. He's getting chased over the sideline. Smart play. Let's see what the flag might be.
And it came out of really nowhere. It was as the play was ending, and
in the secondary late.
Not near the ball.
And we got the offense maybe moving back here. Get a huddle.
It's going to have an eligible man downfield on the offense.
So maybe a lineman snuck downfield that we missed.
Yeah. Thought the ball was going to be thrown. You know, that can happen. And as I was just saying.
It was a broken play. Quarterback scrambling outside toward the sideline. That can certainly happen.
Thought it would have been a pass. He broke free for a second level for blocking and didn't get it there. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage. It'll be repeat of first down. So 1st and 15.
I bet we see man in motion here and sweep to the outside here.
Pretty safe bet. Got in the inside.
Oh, he does the motion, but they pound it up the middle and a good gain, 8 yards.
So Tony Romo's spot is safe as the play calling savant. You'll stay here in Woodstock.
Fair enough.
Second, but a nice gain nonetheless. 2nd down and 2nd and 9 on the 6-yard gain. Inside 7:15. Clock moving. See if they can come up with a big play. They've had a couple nice big plays, and this has been in their arsenal where they come up with a penalty, come back big time.
Time of possession certainly one-sided at this point.
Well, it's been 3 and out for Woodstock. Their only possession.
A lot of run plays. They're chewing up clock.
40 goes in motion again. This time goes to counter.
Big play here.
Nobody in sight.
Huge gain.
That's number 44, Dylan Miller. Just a sophomore. Nice counter play there. Everybody goes one way, ball goes left, and Woodstock didn't quite snuff that one out.
Can't say it enough about this these counters and movement in the backfield. It's just Woodstock looks confused.
Especially at this level when we're talking high school, even in college and the NFL. I mean, they don't use it a lot in the NFL, but in college they use it a lot. Thursday night, UCLA was playing. They're doing it a lot this year. It's tough, and especially at this level.
We've even seen the Chiefs when they played the Patriots 2 years ago, completely threw them off as Luke Dudas just dominating up the middle. Very powerful run.
Made by number 22, Trevor White.
Yeah, it's hard. You just have to make it a priority to hold your position, whether defense, if you're playing a zone, if you're playing a man, you really got to be smart and disciplined. And not to say that Woodstock's not doing that. It's just they're just getting overpowered on the offensive line. That's a start.
For one, absolutely, yeah. And Lyndon Institute's doing a great job at hiding their formations and what they're doing, mixing things up.
Nice penetration there into the backfield, though.
There's a good play for Woodstock.
I believe that was Memphis Began was the first guy behind the line of scrimmage. And that's a big stop, so that'll knock them back. Still bring up 2nd and goal, but be at the 10-yard line.
I mean, as lopsided as this game feels so far, I mean, it's still 0-0.
Right,
there's plenty of time left. Woodstock just needs to find their rhythm here. Like we said earlier, young kids, a lot of sophomores and freshmen, they need to get their feet wet and, put things together.
And it's the first game of the season. Let's not kid ourselves. No matter what level, whether it be pros, high school, your sophomores, freshmen, whatever, it's the first game of the season. So they're still trying to figure some things out as the rollout there. Touchdown.
Great play action.
Put a flag on the field.
On the play.
Was a great play, though.
They really fooled the Woodstock defense there, and he was wide open.
That was Dylan Miller on the reception. And it's going to be another illegal man downfield. So I will say that's twice now on that rollout play where they've had 2 times. So for all the things they've been doing right, that play, they got to clean up. That offensive lineman's got to stay home. But it is a tough play because it's all about timing. You're hoping you're not releasing before the quarterback throws the ball.
Understood. I felt like the quarterback released the ball pretty quickly and on time there.
Well, the guy just must have been a little.
I feel like that one was on the offensive line. I feel like the previous one was kind of a broken play, and you can't blame the offensive lineman for that. But
so it'll bring up 2nd down and goal, back to the 15-yard line. 5:15 to play. Hand it off and up the middle. Running back number 2, Luke Dudas, and he is in the end zone.
Has been an animal so far this game. He is chewing up yards up the middle.
Luke Dudas on the carry.
So that's going to go down as a 15-yard touchdown run.
Luke Duda's just a sophomore.
And put Lyndon Institute up 6-0. And here we see the popular formation. See if they can get anybody out of position before they go back to kick the
We've
extra
seen
point.
this type of thing at like Boise State and whatnot in college. They kind of popularized it.
Comes down to this level and
It's a copycat sport.
Yep, 67.
Kick
Zamo
is up
Benda.
and looks like it's right down the middle.
So after a long drive, couple penalties mixed in, but Lyndon Institute is able to overcome those. Duda with a 15-yard touchdown run puts Lyndon up 7-0 over Woodstock. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby here. Lyndon Institute has just scored to go up 7-0 in the first quarter. 5:08 to play. The YCN scoreboard sponsor is La Valley Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion. Our next YCN game pits the Colonels of Brattleboro, hosted by the Yellow Jackets of Windsor. The Lyndon Institute will be kicking off here. Woodstock trying to have a little bit more success on this possession than their last possession, trying to catch them sleeping there. Maybe a quick kick on the onside try, but didn't really work.
No.
Trevor Bassett, the kicker.
Another squib kick. Oh, aggressive. It's bouncing, and he's going to cover it up.
A couple guys missed it, but there won't be a return on that one as he just lands on it at about the 21-yard line, and that's where the Wasps will take over.
Kicking game has changed a lot, whether it be the NFL, high school, college, whatnot.
No, they don't need any returns.
There's
Just
no
squib it
such
down there.
thing as a return anymore.
Squib it down there, and they'll take over at the 21-yard line.
It's a smart play, really. I mean, 21, you punt it through the back of the end zone, they're going to
No worse than
further
you
out.
would have been.
Yeah.
And no risk of return, keeping it low. So now, here come the Wasps.
Look at how many players are up on the line of scrimmage here for the Lyndonville Institute. They got just one safety back. Very aggressive.
And the pitch goes wide. And
This is what happens when you're
chase.
aggressive, though. You don't have anybody in the back.
And
You
a
don't
nice,
have the help in the back of the defense.
nice run by Corey White. Big 20-yard gainer.
For Camden Berry on the tackle.
And that's going to be a nice little run. First positive yardage for Woodstock, really. That first drive was 3 and out, 3 negative plays, or 2 negative plays and an incompletion. And now this one here, about a 19-yard gain as the ball is sitting on the 40-yard line. First down inside 5 minutes. See, maybe now Woodstock has some success. Maybe they figured something out. But you're right, with that aggressive nature, you get past that first line, nobody's there.
That is correct.
Another
Right
hand
up the
off
middle.
up the
He's
middle.
got a big hole here.
And there's going to be a face mask penalty plus the first down.
Number 27, Wyatt Began on the carry.
Began on the carry. Nice
Made by number 21, Trevor Lucier.
10, 11-yard pickup.
Obviously, we know of Woodstock's success here in the past. Last year, they were unstoppable. It's not surprising that they're going to get things rolling as the game goes. They're a young team. They're learning. The coach will adjust. Ramsey World's been here 7 years, I believe.
On another 15 yards.
So, yeah, that's a big one because that is, I believe they're going to call that one 10 or 15-yard penalty. The ball's already inside the 35-yard line. Looks at the 34-yard line. And so a couple of big runs plus a penalty. And like I said, Woodstock is in business right now. Under center, Trevor White. But before the play, we are going to have a timeout. Woodstock's going to take a timeout. We'll step aside as well. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby. Don't forget, local sports fans, 94.5 ESPN's Franklin and House Sports Talk Show can be seen on YCN's WYCX Outside Television, midnight every weekday. Tune in daily and get up to date on what's happening in sports. So timeout there by Woodstock to talk things over after a couple of nice plays, and they'll try and keep this drive going with a deep pass. And a little contact there.
Underthrown. There was definitely contact on the play.
With the incomplete
But
pass.
I don't think that should have been called pass
Incidental
interference. It seemed
contact.
incidental. He was playing the ball.
And they were both kind of touching each other. There was nobody really that was
Second down.
more egregious than the other, so that's
Absolutely.
going to be an incomplete pass, and it'll be
It's two guys fighting for the
second
ball.
down. But we're so used to seeing, on those plays where you wait for the penalty flag to come out,
Right.
because any contact these days, they're trying to regulate it. And this year in the NFL will be interesting with the having the opportunity to review
I think
pass
you're going to see
interference
less
calls.
pass interference calls, quite frankly.
Hopefully.
Yes, sir.
Long snap count here, and this one will be handed off in another big hole, but caught from behind, it looks like.
Good movement there. Good movement by Woodstock. They had a hole there. He just the block didn't hold up quite long enough. He didn't hit the hole quite fast enough, and he just barely got him from behind. If the interior tackle there didn't get him, he might have had a pretty good game.
Well, he had him, but then just got caught from behind, but there was an illegal shift or illegal formation. So that flag will knock 5 yards off of that one, and probably a replay of the down. See where they're going to spot this ball. Second down. So illegal shift. Mark it down at the 40-yard line, maybe just over the 40-yard line, not quite to the 39. So it'll be second down in about 15.
There's a penalty on the play against Woodstock.
See if Woodstock can get it going. They're definitely trying to do some different things. A couple good successful run plays, but looking to pass. Going both sides of the field. You've seen them do the inside, seen them do a pitch. Trying to change some stuff up here and keep Lyndon Institute guessing. And
Well, Lyndon Institute was very good on that run defense right there.
nothing
Flag on the play.
inside.
Another flag.
Another flag. Now we're getting a little sloppy here.
We got two young teams. We got two young teams. Obviously, Woodstock's the younger of the two, but you expect penalties in a situation like this.
See what this one's going to be. Personal foul on.
Oh, that is on
Lyndon Institute.
Lyndon Institute,
Foul
yep.
going against Lyndon.
Not sure what they're going to call it. If it was, I don't think it was like after the play, or
That should be an automatic first down.
should be, and
There's a
should be
little-
enough to get to the sticks anyway. And
Oh, yeah.
not sure what the call was, but it was a personal foul. They'll
It's like
march
a
it off.
15-yarder, first down for Woodstock.
15-yard penalty.
So, couple good plays, but it's not going to be an automatic first down. They're going to call it second down and one. So even though it was a 15-yard personal, no automatic first. It'll be second down and one. Shotgun formation this time, and the handoff again.
Gets
to number
a pretty
27.
good push there, and I think he got the first down. The interior really actually did a nice job there with Lyndon Institute's defensive lineman there, pushing him back.
Yeah, Wyatt Began saw the hole. He read it perfectly. Gets the first down, and that ball is about the 24-yard line, where it will bring up first and 10. Woodstock taking their time on this drive. Methodical, getting mostly run plays, but a couple of big penalties helping them as well. And switching up between shotgun and under center, and that one under center, a quick handoff goes nowhere.
You can see Woodstock's trying to use the movement too in the backfield, but the pushback from
44,
Lyndon
Dylan Miller on the
Institute's
stop.
defensive line has been pretty impressive so far.
Yeah, it seems like they've either stopped him at the line of scrimmage or given up a big gain. There's really been no
There's no
middle
in between,
ground.
no in between.
No 6-yard gains. It's either
Which
nothing
shows
or
you
20.
that their defense is being aggressive, and they are attacking the ball. that can get you into trouble sometimes.
And we've seen that a couple times, but obviously right there with a nice stop. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Couple wide receivers wide left, but one comes back in the slot. Quarterback again in the shotgun. This
All
one's
by
Trevor
himself.
White.
Whoa!
Pass right over the middle. Nice reception.
Trevor White up the middle to number 87, Eric Blanchard.
Eric Blanchard.
First down, Woodstock.
Big gain. Right over the middle. Kind of
Beautiful.
looked off that play. He
Beautiful
looked
catch right down the seam. He looked like Rob Gronkowski on that play.
even wore the right number. He was looking to the left. He had the man out wide left, and the eyes were on the quarterback. He looked off the defender, found the open man in the middle of the field, and it'll bring up 1st and goal. And I think we're going to have...
Got a timeout.
No, a player needs to leave the field. I'm not sure if his helmet came off or what it was, but Lyndon Institute defender will leave the field. It'll be 1st and goal. Well, just about at the 5-yard line. Now we have Trevor White under center. And
That
a little
looks
bit.
like a false start there on Lyndon.
Yeah,
We'll see if there was movement.
Yeah, Lyndon kind of jumped to make the offensive line jump. It's one of those old who jumped first and who made the other guy jump.
We got Woodstock moving back. It looks like they
False
called
start
it
against
on Woodstock.
Yeah, false start there. Back to the 10-yard
Goal
line.
from the 10-yard line.
So we'll bring up 1st and goal from the 10. Got the binoculars up here. I think we got the 10-yard line. But we are inside 90 seconds to play here in the 1st quarter. A really long drive here. Woodstock, he gets hit as he throws.
White threw it a little low.
Just came up incomplete. I think that was intended for number 12, Robbie McCree.
I think he had McCree, but just threw it a little bit low. Couldn't hang on to it.
As he was dropping back, the defender was right in his face and just let it go, hoping he would get it to the receiver, but he couldn't. So that'll bring up 2nd down and goal. And Woodstock, you got to imagine, we'll give it 3 cracks here. You're not going to be kicking a field goal on 4th down inside 10 yards. Dropping back and passing wide open, but the throw's a little too high. And
Trevor
the
White.
defender hit.
It's a bit interesting to me that they're passing as much as they are down here in the goal line
Right.
as they've been running the entire time so far.
Running very successfully. And now starting to throw the ball a little bit more. When obviously you don't have as much room, you only have
Correct. This is
20 yards.
This is a harder spot to throw the ball. The defenders can sneak up and play tighter on you.
Got a 12th defender there, back of the end zone, the
Absolutely.
back end. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 10. You'd think you'd want to get 5 or 6 yards, if not a touchdown, and at least make it 4th and short. And goes in motion. Hard count, and
Another flag.
the hard count. I don't know if it drew someone off sides or made his own offensive lineman jump. It looks like it's a false start.
Flag on the play.
A lot of flags on Woodstock this drive. They had one earlier that gave them a 1st and 20. Obviously, they've got bailed out by Lyndon Institute
On another penalty.
on another penalty, but it's been a sloppy drive here.
It has, but they've moved the ball, and now we'll see if they can get those last 15 yards that they really had a tough. Now it brings into question, maybe it's not a 4-down territory. When it was 1st and goal from the 5,
It all depends
think it
on the
was-
confidence of your kicker. Obviously, the coach, Coach Worrell, will know what he's got there, so he'll make the decision based on that.
fake on the double handoff, and then the throw is not really close to the receiver, flushed out of the pocket.
Tough ask on your QB to make a throw in the run like that.
Yeah, it's another one of those running to the same side and didn't really have a lot of a window, of an opening.
4th down, Woodstock.
So here comes Trevor White looking at his wristband.
Looks like they're calling a play.
So you wonder if they're going to be going for it. We are inside a minute.
Aggressive play call here.
And also shows you got some faith in your defense. If you don't get it, the other team's got to go 85 yards.
High snap. He pulls it in.
Has the man wide open and a touchdown.
I believe that was Corey White.
Number 22, Trevor White. Pass completed to number 15, Corey White.
That was a nice timed route there. Corey lined up in the slot. Nobody picked him up on the defense. He was pretty much wide open there, and Trevor hit him perfectly.
Very nice play there to cap a long drive.
You feel like they got to play a little tighter defensively, Lyndon, there on 4th and 12 from the goal line.
Yeah, it was 4th and goal from the 15, and you basically gave the receiver 10 yards of that, and then even when he did catch it, didn't really have a guy there to stop him.
Get up there and jam the guy. Slow the play down, let the rush happen.
Now going for 2, and before we have, I think we're going to have a Woodstock is going to take a timeout.
Timeout, Woodstock.
So timeout on the field will step aside as well. The extra point or 2-point conversion is pending. Lyndon Institute leads 7-6 over Woodstock. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby, and Woodstock out of the timeout here looking to go ahead possibly with a 2-point conversion. You like this decision, Scott?
You know, to me it shows they don't really have confidence in a kicker. We'll see how it goes.
High snap, but pulled down by White, and then the throw on the rollout is good.
Nicely done.
2-point conversion. And that was number 7, Colby Eaton.
We've seen that rollout not work the first 3 times they've tried it. It was nice to see it actually work this time. Aggressive play call, but you know, you want to throw the defense off. That's how you do it.
And you know, also the coach is looking. Let's put some pressure on Lyndon Institute if we go up, or let's try and get that odd score. So now Lyndon might be chasing points, and we have faith. So there's a lot of things that go into it, and you know, you wouldn't see that in the NFL because they're not going to do that. They're going to play safe, especially this early. But in high school, you started to see it's kind of a bottom-up mentality with the aggressiveness. In high school, like you were talking about a copycat league, some of the stuff flows down to the level. I think some of the other stuff flows up. High school, it's the risk, and that's not a bad play call right there. But in the NFL, you're not going to see that.
Confidence of the coach in the team. He's showing these young kids, we said they have a lot of sophomores and freshmen, that, hey, we believe in you guys. You can do this. You know, let's go do this.
And you had a perfectly played pass, the one before that, for the touchdown, the 15-yard touchdown pass. And so good effort there by everybody on the Woodstock squad. They go up 8-7, and they'll be kicking off now from the 40-yard line. Don't forget to stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We will choose the team member that had the greatest impact on today's game. So a couple of early entrants for that. Obviously, the 15-yard touchdown run from the number 2 of Luke Duda of Lyndon Institute, and then the touchdown pass there and the 2-point conversion. That was
Tyler White.
Trevor White.
Trevor White.
Yeah, Trevor White.
Sorry, Trevor.
And the little squib kick is
it's fumbled
at the 35, but picked back up, and
no gain there.
Not going to really get anywhere as number 15 from Woodstock is in on the tackle, Corey White.
Kickoff received by number 31.
So 50 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Both teams have had the ball a couple times. Both teams have scored touchdowns on their second drives.
We'll get one play here from Lyndon, most likely. Probably a run play to set up.
Another run play?
Probably another run play, but, you know, on the opposite side of the field here.
So, Whitstein in there as quarterback.
And he
almost fumbled it, but he was down.
It almost looked like a shuffle pass. I don't know if he actually handed it to him or tossed it to him
Number
there.
32,
Matthew Lazaro is able to gain a few yards, falls forward.
Made by number 55, Alden Shoemaker.
Ruled on the field a run, and that's going to wind the clock.
It briefly stopped, and you can see one of the referees out here on the field asking them to start it back up. So that ball is just across the 35-yard line. They need to get to about the 43-yard line. Second down and a long 7.
More motion.
And this time it's picked up nicely. And once
Very
again,
nicely.
that's number 15, Corey White. He's been in on a couple key tackles.
That was a
And
direct
nice loss.
snap right there.
Number 15, Corey White.
Quarterback never touched the ball.
Taking on the jet sweep and
Third down and 10 for Lyndon.
picked up defensively, and that is going to do it, and that will end the first quarter of play here in Woodstock. It'll be
that's the end of
third
the first
and
quarter.
10 when we come back.
Woodstock
Woodstock leads Lyndon
8-7.
Institute 8-7 on the YCN Game of the Week. YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. LaValley Building Supply, 10 retail lumber yards serving New England for over 55 years. Ramontos in Claremont, always fresh, always delicious. Mascoma Savings Bank, with no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in our community. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. And Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby here in Woodstock, Vermont, as we are set to start quarter number 2, and Scott, a great first quarter, 8-7 our score. Woodstock looked like they were started slow. We were just talking in the break, but they've just kind of settled, and maybe Lyndon's kind of coming back down and evening it out to maybe going to be a pretty good game.
It seemed like Lyndon's experience kind of dictated the first half of the first quarter there, and Woodstock, who is known for being a great team with great coaching, kind of evened it up there toward the second. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the way.
So down that third and 10 was a nice little counter, but only 5 yards, so it'll bring up fourth and about 5, and I got to imagine the punter's going to come out here at
see a punt here.
your own 39. I know we talk about being aggressive, but probably not the time or place to be that aggressive.
That is correct.
4th and 5, although we've seen it before.
We have, but this early in the game, from this spot in the field,
No
you
need.
can't do it. You got to punt it and try to make a stop on D.
So the punter, number 40, Peyton Barlow,
Peyton Barlow set to punt for Lyndon.
back at his own 23-yard line. And deep to receive is Corey White. It's over a nice punt. Picked up at the 30.
Ooh.
And White evades one tackler, and he's got some daylight.
He's
Cutting to the outside,
He's got
one
a
man to
lane
beat the
here.
kicker,
He's got
and
a
he got
lane.
him.
20,
One man chasing
10,
him.
touchdown.
Nobody can catch him. Dylan Dwyer almost chased him down, but the 70-yard punt return for the touchdown.
Corey White's trying to make a case for the player of the game over here. That was beautiful. The second the kick was off, Woodstock, they didn't really try to pressure the kick. They didn't try to block it, nothing like that. They fell back in punt coverage. They had some great blocking, and, Corey White took advantage of the opportunity he had, absolutely.
So it was a nice 70 yards on the punt return, and now some special teams magic makes it a 14-7 game with the extra point or 2-point conversion
Yeah,
pending.
we're going for 2 again here.
And that's almost what you have to do. If you're going to go for 2, the numbers dictate that you always have to go for 2.
Every time, absolutely.
Because it's a 50% chance you get it. So if you start changing, you're running into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Drop back to pass, throws it up, and
he
it's
got
caught.
it. Did he hang on? Did he hang on? He hung on.
He did.
Point conversion is good.
Who was that on the reception?
Corey White.
Number 7.
to Colby
7.
Eaton for 2.
Colby Eaton took a tough hit there. Hung on to the ball. gutsy play there. It looked like it was a broken play.
Well,
but Trevor White got rid of it and found his man.
And Colby Eaton, he had, I believe he had the other two-point conversion, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got a couple two-point conversions and a couple touchdowns for this Woodstock team, as all of a sudden put them up 16-7. And we'll keep it right here and just take another look at that punt return. And as you mentioned, a great kick, but great setup. They were saying, we're going to do protection. We're not going to try and pressure the punter, and it worked out to perfection.
Yeah, you could see right off watching the line of scrimmage, they kind of faked pressure, and then they fell back. They beat the kicking team back, got into position, set up the way they needed to, and there was just a great lane down there. There were some good moves, obviously, by Corey White, but, you know,
It's a perfect play.
Good
right.
Special teams play.
Yeah, it all came together on that one, and the 70-yard punt return for the touchdown, plus the two-point conversion, keeps Woodstock ahead, extending their lead from 8-7 to 16-7, 10:44 to play in the second quarter, and Lyndon Institute will get the ball back after last time not having as much luck. Maybe they can turn some stuff around.
They need to put a drive together here. This game turned around in a hurry on them. They came out looking overpowering, but, you know, clearly Woodstock is showing that they are still the top dog.
Right, they still can hang. And I think that's one thing to remember. These teams, good feeder programs, good coaching, and even if you're young players. Picked up at about the 30-yard line by number 51, Trevor Bassett, and that'll be returned, but a flag again on the field.
Not a great squib either, by the way. You want to put them a little deeper than the 37 if you're kicking a squib kick.
Knocked out of bounds by number 20.
And he kicked it pretty fast, so it got to him, and then he was able to return it.
Absolutely.
You know, maybe 12, 13 yards.
He got room to run because the defense wasn't back yet. The kicking team, I should say, wasn't back yet. You got a lot of space to run before they get there, you know.
And they are going to pick up the flag, so no penalty on that play. It'll just be starting at the...
I would assume that means it was on the kicking team, based on the field possession.
Well, I don't even know if it was a penalty because they didn't ever announce anything and then get it declined. He just kind of waved the flag, so I think he was picking it up. But either way, they'll start here at the 43-yard line. 10:36 to play in the second quarter. Lyndon Institute back with the ball. See if they can do something this time. And running back, a nice little run, a few yards.
Yeah, a solid 3-yard gain there on first down. More motion by Lyndon State. That appears to be Lyndon Institute's offense.
That's their offensive game plan. Lazaro gaining about 3 yards. Ball is squarely on the 45.
7 to go for Lyndon.
Got to pick up 7 more to about the 48 of Woodstock. In the shotgun.
More motion. And a handoff up the middle.
And Lazaro's going to get another gain. This time it's going to be enough. Looks like about a 10-yard gain, and it'll be a first down.
First down, Lyndon.
This power run game of Lyndon Institute has been very strong so far. You know, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot with some bad penalties here recently, but if they stick to this, I think they can hang.
Yeah, I mean, that second drive, obviously the first drive ended the fumble, and the second drive they got the touchdown, and they looked like they couldn't do anything wrong on that second drive. And then last drive, going 3 and out with the punt, and now it looks like maybe they got back on solid ground. And another handoff, this time up the middle, Lazaro.
Good gain.
And another, you know, you fake to the guy in motion, give it to the running back directly behind you, and bust through the line of scrimmage for a 5-yard gain in second down and 5.
Alden Shoemaker.
This Matthew Lazaro is a big kid too. He can clearly take a hit.
Second and 5.
And bounce off some tackles.
And especially like you said, when we've seen that offensive line breaking free, breaking some holes, and then Lazaro getting to that second level, 2nd and 5. Again in the shotgun. Steen. This one goes to number 40, and that is Peyton Barlow. He doesn't have as much success, a couple yards there.
Another receiver sweep, but the defense seemed to be a little bit more ready for that one. Corey White with a play. who's been a star on offense,
That'll bring up
now showing his talents on defense.
And that ball is just across the 40-yard line. That'll look like it'll be about 3rd and 4 yards. Lyndon Institute, you really got to keep the momentum going after giving up that big punt and return touchdown. You want to get a couple first downs, keep the ball in your possession, and obviously end up with a touchdown and get back in this game.
Which is exactly what they're doing. They've slowed the bleeding, but
Immediately hit in the backfield.
An interesting play.
Number 5, Whitstein on the carry. Sorry, 5, Byron.
I think that was
Boyce
number
on
59 on the tackle, Memphis Began.
Stop made up the middle by number 72.
I have to assume that was a broken play.
Not sure exactly. It was right into the teeth of the defense.
It might have been a broken call at the offensive line.
But also give credit to Zane Adams and Memphis Began. They were punched right through the line. But you're right, it might have been a little and that's what we talked about. With a lot of offense, a lot of motion, you start having some miscommunication.
Especially when you're including youth into the mix.
And so now we got 4th down and 5. The punter is back there, but you could also see him run or pass.
This could be an interesting play here.
And it will be a punt.
It's a good-looking punt, too. He pins him back pretty deep.
Yeah, it looks like that'll be about the 10-yard line where he is fair catching that one. 7:06 to play before halftime. Our score, Woodstock 16, Lyndon Institute 7. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby, and Woodstock has taken over now after the punt. 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line, and the defense looking for a flag, wants some sort of illegal motion, illegal shift. 2 players in motion, not really sure.
Yeah, it's going to move it back on Lyndon Institute there.
Woodstock.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Ramontos in Claremont. Always fresh, always delicious. In addition to airing on our 3 TV stations, all YCN games are posted at ycnnow.com. I think it's just a timeout here, and once again, it's going to be nothing. So that'll be 1st down and 10. There was no flag, no illegal shift.
Well, that's not entirely true. There was a flag on the play.
There was no flag that matters.
Throwing flags for timeouts now.
So 1st and 10, 7:05 to play. Woodstock on top, 16-7. 3 wide receivers. And the handoff up the middle. Little gainer, but not going to get much. More went sideways more than anything.
Good defensive stand there.
Couple yards, maybe a yard. 2nd down and 9. And if you're Woodstock, you want to keep it going with some good momentum. The big touchdown drive, and then the punt return. Now, see if your offense can get it going or keep it going.
I feel like if they could put one in here again, momentum's going to be like too much for Lyndon Institute to overcome.
And Woodstock's going to get the ball in the second half, depending on what happens here. 6:20 to go. Man goes in motion, and the handoff to the motion man. Out to
Not going to get much, though. Good job there by Lyndon Institute.
White on the carry.
That was number 15, Corey White, and he will not get much. That'll bring up 3rd and long, so now we'll probably see some passing, as we have seen Woodstock pass the ball. They did quite regularly on their last drive. So I got to imagine here on 3rd and 8, you'll see a drawback of some sort.
Yeah, it seems like, Trevor White's certainly capable of passing the ball. They haven't used him too much in the long-range situations, but like when he's down in the goal line, 2-point conversion situations, he's been very effective.
So he will be under center here. Trevor White. Couple receivers out wide. And going to have another pre-snap penalty. I got to imagine that's going to be a false start, I would imagine, before the play. So knock it back 5 yards. So it turn a 3rd and 8 into a 3rd and 13. Back them up inside their own 10-yard line.
These things don't make it easy for an offense to move the ball, these penalties, and it's been both sides.
Both sides have been penalized.
First game of the year, though, you can't underestimate that, and both young teams. So
right, and now they've gone backwards. They started at the 10-yard line. They're inside the 10-yard line. Inside 6 minutes. Quarter is halfway done here. Going to pass it on the rollout to the left, but the receiver wasn't really quite ready for it, and that one was intended for Colby Eaton. Incomplete.
I'll tell you, I'm a little surprised they threw the ball there. Third and long from that spot of the field.
Could get dangerous.
I thought they'd be a little more safe than that, maybe call a draw, something a little more simpler than that. It's definitely a risky play at this stage of the game. I mean, you don't want to throw an interception pick six.
Or even if you get a sack and it pins you back to the 1-yard line, and
you're putting your punter in trouble, and you're giving them the ball at the 30. It was an interesting call.
A lot of times, you're right. You will see a coach just say, especially at this level, just a draw play up the middle, and as we see, the snap was almost bobbled, but
not a great
gains
punt
possession
either. That is,
I think, a good little bounce, gains a few extra yards.
We're at
but
the 30 here.
Yeah, you're right. Not a great.
So we got a chance for here, Lyndon Institute to cut it down before halftime.
So with 5:41 to play, we'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby here. 3:33 to play before the halftime whistle, and the 2-point conversion on the snap out of the end zone on the punt.
2-point conversion, don't you mean safety?
Safety. It's worth the same number of points.
Sorry, it's been a long night, folks.
Right?
My partner here, Jeremy, is struggling.
So 2 points gives them the lead.
Good return here.
Wow, not even touched until about 30 yards. Number 27, David Goss.
I tell you, Lyndon has an outstanding opportunity here to open this thing back up.
Yeah, we thought Woodstock would be enjoying a nice lead and the ball, but now it looks like it's going to be Lyndon trying to drive here to score before halftime.
Yeah, they're up a point now after the safety.
And a short field.
Short field. And when we say short field, we mean 20 yards? They're at the 20, I believe.
Yeah, right. Stick is right at the 20, so 1st and 10 from the 20. .327 to go here. Quarterback's going to drop bass and pass.
He fades out. He's open, and he's got his man.
Wide open, number 31.
Whitstein.
Touchdown.
Great
Chevy Bandy.
Action. Chevy Bandy on the reception. Very, very nicely done. One play. That's how you do it. That's how they do it in the pros, man.
20-yard touchdown pass.
You make a turnover in your territory, you take a shot, and they did that, and it paid off.
So number 31,
we got a field goal
Bandy.
attempt here, extra point attempt, I should say.
Looking to go back up by 8.
Good hold, good kick. Yes, he got it.
And the extra point is good.
24-16. What a turn of events here, as it was 16-7. And
very quick turnaround.
Now they get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to go 16-15. Then they get the safety to go up 17-16, and now the touchdown and the extra point to go up 24-16. So
that's a quick 16-point swing. That's
pretty quick,
if my math is correct. I did go to Newport, New Hampshire.
But who's counting?
Yeah, who's counting?
So 3:20 to go. We've now said the team who has the ball to end the half. We thought that 3 times. First we thought Woodstock might have it, then Lyndon, now Woodstock.
We still have 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. I mean, there is time here for Woodstock to march down the field. I mean, it depends how aggressive they're going to be. They're going to have to pass probably in order to do it, unless they get a huge run play or something.
And we've seen that before, and penalties.
We have. And, yeah, penalties in general for both teams have been an issue, so.
Chase Christensen and number 15, Corey White.
This could get interesting. Absolutely could get interesting.
Ref just giving some Last minute instructions to the kicker. You wonder if they're going to try something sneaky here and
possibly the ref. all the motion on their kickoffs, maybe?
I don't know.
Do you think it could be about that?
You wonder why, the ref is talking to the kicker. And he's drawing some, he's kind of talking to his team here as they're lining up. You wonder if they're going to try and do something tricky.
I feel like, to be honest with you, this would be like a horrible time to do a trick putt.
Right after you've just gone big
16-0 run, you're up 8 now. This is not the time. You got to rely on your defense. You got to trust your defense. And it's a squib kick. It is another squib. Not as good as last time, but it did the job.
You're going to have the squib meter. You're going to rate the squib kicks.
Yeah.
2 stars, 4 stars. What's the squib of the day?
No return whatsoever there. You got to give it at least 3 stars, eh?
Right. I mean, he is only at the 30. It's not like it's at the, 40-yard line.
It didn't hurt you. It didn't hurt you.
So now, 3:11 to go. Maybe this will be the final drive, or maybe Woodstock quickly put it in the end zone and go back on top.
The way this game's gone this quarter, who knows?
Who knows what's going to happen?
It's been all over the place.
It's been everywhere. 2-point conversions, safeties, fumbles.
Kick returns for TDs.
Yeah, punt returns for TDs. It's been a lot. So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 30.
Rolls out to his left. He's taken down immediately. A very aggressive pass rush.
There was like 3 white jerseys there tackling
all
White.
Of them were, they looked unblocked and took him down immediately.
Number 66.
And we're going to have a timeout on the field. So we're going to take a timeout as well with 2:58 to play in the second quarter. Lyndon Institute up 24-16 over Woodstock. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby here, and we have a 2nd down and long for Woodstock.
That's not a good play to start your drive.
That was a long.
These rollouts that they keep doing, here we go, it's a run, it looks like, on another rollout type play, but these rollouts they're doing, their offensive line's not holding up in these situations.
Right.
They need to try something a little different here, I think, if they want to move the ball downfield.
They'll bring up 3rd down and 2:50. I think Lyndon Institute's taking another timeout. They are.
Yeah, they're being aggressive. They're looking to score.
They want to score again.
We're
going to keep it right here.
Again.
And this first half, just a quick recap. The touchdown by Lyndon Institute to go up 7-0, 15-yard touchdown pass. And then Woodstock answers just to end the first quarter. 54 seconds left in the first quarter. They answer. They get the 2-point conversion, go up 8-7. And then Woodstock gets the 70-yard touchdown on the punt return. They get the 2-point conversion. They're up 16-7, and then Lyndon Institute, like you said, they kind of took over. Mm-hmm. They get the touchdown, 12-yard touchdown run, 2-point conversion to go up 16-15, and then the safety, ball snapped out of the end zone, 17-16 there on top, and then the touchdown just there with the extra point, 24-16. So scoring recap.
Momentum has clearly shifted here in this game, and
now with 3rd and long, you got to imagine.
Lyndon Institute's in great shape right here. If they can get a stop here, they're going to get the ball back with, well over 2 minutes left.
Yep. White under center. Man in motion, and they'll roll out to the left. Passing to an open receiver, but he couldn't come up with it. 87.
It's hard to blame. It's hard to blame Trevor White on that play again as he rolled out.
That
he was
offensive
instantly getting hit while he was throwing the ball.
Yeah, that offensive line has, as we saw at the beginning of the game, it looked like it stabilized, but now it looks like it's gone back the other way.
It did.
And Lyndon Institute has really been aggressive. And
again, this goes back to the sophomore freshman debate versus senior junior debate.
Yep.
I mean, it's as simple as that.
The size, just the experience level,
the maturity, etc.
So Lyndon Institute will get the ball back. The return man standing
at midfield,
right
actually.
at
So they're going to get good field position here. The kick's not going to go even to the midfield. Bounces at the 40 and out of bounds at what, the 46?
Yeah, just across the 40, not even to the 45-yard line. I think they're going to put that at the 42-yard line and got a lot of time.
2:37 remaining.
Woodstock, 40-yard line.
You really got to imagine they can really Make some noise. Today's game is being brought to you in part by Ramontos in Claremont. Always fresh, always delicious. In addition to airing on our 3 TV stations, all YCN games are posted at ycnnow.com.
And I can attest to that, Jeremy. Ramontos in Claremont's yummy.
Is it always fresh and always delicious?
Always.
So first down, 2:37 to go. Lyndon Institute looking to extend their 8-point lead.
Curious how aggressive they are here.
Got to imagine they'll keep it on the ground, see if they can pull something out.
But he got the snap and got the handoff off. That was actually a very, very, very good job by Whitstein.
And then Lazaro takes the handoff, doesn't miss a beat, picks up
15, Corey White on the stop.
about 6-7 yards.
But that snap to Steen was
Could have been.
It was in the grass. It hit before he even got it. He picked it up, handled it, made the handoff. Good composure right there.
Could have been problem, but that one, Lazaro breaks free one tackle, another tackle, and then third and a fourth guy finally brings him down.
That looked like he was done in the backfield, and he managed to gain 20 yards.
And that's going to get inside the red zone. It looks like they're going to be spotting the ball just across the 20.
Momentum has shifted. Under 2 minutes now.
Now it's a time where you don't even need to give the ball back. You just take your time here and see if you can score. No motion on this one. Handoff to Lazaro again.
Right up the middle.
Again, untouched. And then he finally gets into the second level and he's tackled, but not before he gains another 15 yards at least.
This power rushing attack of Lyndon Institute's been very impressive. Whether it's Lazaro or Dudas, these kids are big and strong, clearly.
And it goes back to that offensive line again.
The offensive line's bigger and stronger. They're getting holes. They're hitting them hard.
A lot of these guys who are on the defensive line for Lyndon Institute are also on the offensive line.
Absolutely.
So you've seen that they've had some success.
I mean, if you look at the numbers, Dudas is obviously smaller. He's a 5'7" guy, but he's still 185 pounds. That's a big guy. And then, you come down to
Lazaro.
Lazaro here. He's 6'2", 220 already. I mean, those are big guys.
And here he is again, hitting one guy. And
look at him push the pile.
Takes about 4 green jerseys.
He is down.
32, Matthew Lazaro on the carry.
It's pretty close.
Tackle made by the left side of the Woodstock defense.
Got to be inside the 5-yard line. Inside a minute to play. You got to imagine Lyndon Institute will take their time here. You got second and goal. You've got 3 tries at it. You don't have to hurry it up.
Not at all. You don't want to give Woodstock a chance to score again. Absolutely not.
Hand out to Lazaro. Oh. And he's in the end zone.
It felt inevitable, Jeremy. It felt inevitable. I mean, the way Lyndon's running the ball today is just impressive.
Yeah, so Lazaro gets the 2-yard touchdown run. He had a couple of nice runs on that drive, and that one puts them up 30 to 16.
It looks like we're going to get a 2-point conversion here, possibly.
Might have another one of those tricks, or we'll say no. They're going to go reline
back
mix
up. It up. Okay.
They like to see what the defense gives them, and
I understand it from Lyndon's perspective.
Try it out.
You might as well at this level. You can get mistakes and people out of possession. So
exactly.
Good snap, good kick.
And it's good.
It is good.
Good. Scored now Lyndon 31, Woodstock 16.
31 to 16. 24 straight points for Lyndon Institute. And really taking a commanding lead in this one before the half.
Despite Woodstock's roster turnover in their youth, I got to think this is kind of shocking to them so far.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected this. Like you said, they'll still have good coaching. These players have, they still have a handful of seniors. It's not as if it's freshman quarterback
it's not completely
back
emptied
there.
Out. Yeah.
Right. But you're right. I don't think anyone expected this. We have seen teams come out of the locker room and something clicks and get back in this one, but you're right. I don't think anyone expected a 2-touchdown deficit if you're Woodstock at the half. But that's what we have.
Game 1 of the regular season. Entirely new roster.
It's a challenge.
You're facing an entirely new roster too. It's not the same team you played last year that you beat 34-12. It's not. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into these games, and it's certainly not over. I would say by no stretch of the imagination. But this has been impressive so far by the Lyndon Institute.
Yeah, they've certainly really controlled the line of scrimmage, and that's where it starts. Whether it's high school, college, or football, or the NFL, controlling the line of scrimmage, and it's clearly been their game. And something can flip on a switch or something in the locker room. Woodstock does get it to start the second half. Maybe get right back into it. I mean, you had a 70-yard touchdown on the punt return. So turnovers and special teams can always help a team get back in it, but you're right, they can always hurt them even more.
Who knows? Clearly the more vocal sideline right now is Lyndon, which is, it makes sense. But
stands to reason that with a 15-point lead, you'd be a little bit more excited.
Another squib kick.
Corey White on the return.
About the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I wonder what Woodstock does here. With 30 seconds to go, do they just kneel it down and get to the locker room?
Number 66, Jamal Benda.
Do you want to really try something?
The thing with Woodstock is you got the most veteran player in the game today with Trevor White. I feel like I would probably take a chance or two maybe to Corey White, who's had a hell of a game so far.
Yep.
I don't see the risk in that.
And then you just say if you're getting sacked, hold on to the ball, because we have seen him get sacked
absolutely.
a couple
try
times.
To throw it and maybe almost turn it over.
And that would be the worst.
And it looks like it's a run play.
And this is the type of thing where you do one run play. If you don't break it, maybe then you...
If you do break it, you might go for another one, but you didn't, so now you're probably taking a knee.
15 seconds to go.
You're going to run the clock out, and, we are where we are.
And that's going to probably do it, and it's going to be 31-16, looks like, at the half. Doesn't look like there's any rush to get back to the line of scrimmage, so that's going to do it for the first half from Woodstock, Vermont, with Lyndon Institute leading over Woodstock 31-16. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back. Halftime here in Woodstock, where Lyndon Institute leads Woodstock 31-16. And Scott, we saw a little bit of a close game to start. Lyndon seems to be pulling away, though, in the second part of the second quarter, really.
I mean, I would say it's a bit of a surprise based on past history, but, obviously, like we talked about, the roster turnover and whatnot for Woodstock has just been very detrimental to their success and ability to move the line of scrimmage so far. So.
That seems to be what it is, that line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
Lyndon's winning that battle.
Absolutely. And Lyndon's doing a good job. They keep attacking up the middle. They're young running backs. Particularly Luke Dudas has been outstanding. Can't really take anything from Matthew Lazaro either.
Yeah, he's had a couple good runs, including that last touchdown. So that Lyndon Institute team, they look really good, and we'll see what we get out of them in the second half. We'll take a break, and we'll come back with our first half highlights on the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back. Halftime here. Let's take a look at our first half highlights. And there you have the first half highlights. Lyndon Institute leading 31-16 over Woodstock. We'll take a final break and come back with the second half on the YCN Game of the Week. YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. LaValley Building Supply, 10 retail lumber yards serving New England for over 55 years. Ramontos in Claremont, always fresh, always delicious. Mascoma Savings Bank, with no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in our community. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. M.J. Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. And Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. Welcome back. Second half action here in Woodstock, Vermont. Lyndon Institute kicking off to Woodstock with the 15-point lead. And as we talked about at halftime, it all begins with that line of scrimmage. And Woodstock struggled on offense, see if they can get it going. And talked about something in the locker room, maybe came up with something. Get a chance to see it here quickly.
That was more of an onside kick than a squib. Woodstock still recovered it, but they're going to have it up past the 30 this time.
At least got it at the 35-yard line, but yeah, that wasn't the greatest. They've really been keeping the ball on the ground, not really much in the air. And
seemed almost conservative to me.
Yeah. So 35-yard line is where they start. Let's see what Woodstock has put together for this second half.
They say this based on past history. I don't think Lyndon should get conservative at this point. I think they need to put up more points.
Yeah, no sense in doing that. And obviously we'll see coming right out here what White can do as he fumbles the snap, and then he's tackled right off the bat. Fumbles the snap. The snap was a little high, went through his arms and through his hands, and then he is sacked in the backfield. And that's not a great way to start that second half. Big loss there. It's like a 10-yard loss. Not quite sure. It looks like the ball's at about the 27-yard line.
Yeah,
so maybe 18, maybe about second and 18. Got to get to the 45. Way under center, man in motion, two running backs behind him. Another motion man, and hand to the up man. Nice run there.
Nice. It was a solid run, but honestly, that was a nice job by Lyndon Institute there. You could see the entire line shift with the offense.
Caught him right in the gap there after a few yard gain.
Yeah, they made the adjustment, and, we got third and long.
Third and long after that 8-yard loss.
Third down, about 13 for Woodstock.
Got 5 of it back there.
That's what you're trying to do as defense, though. You're trying to keep the offense third and long.
Yeah, I mean, at third and 18, you just don't give up a big play. Just give up 5 to 10 yards, and you're okay.
You're totally okay with that.
More motion here by Woodstock.
Lyndon adjusting on the line of scrimmage again here.
This handoff runs right into his own offensive lineman.
And stuffed.
And he'll gain enough to get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe. But not more than that, and that'll bring up 4th and 10, and a quick 3 and out here in 2 minutes. And you got to imagine the punting
4th and 10, Woodstock.
Team will come on, and Woodstock punted away. And I would think if you're Lyndon Institute getting the ball back here, keep it on the ground a lot. You've had success keeping it on the ground anyway. But especially with a 2-touchdown lead, you want to keep the clock moving and keep running.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no sense of switching off your game plan at this point. Nice fair catch there. They're going to start here at the 43. They got good field position. Just pound it down there and see if you can maybe get a couple points on the board.
Yeah, the 2 running backs we talked about, Luke Dudas and Matthew Lazaro, a sophomore and a senior. So they both had good games tonight. Dudas with the 2 touchdowns early, and then Lazaro had a nice drive late. He scored the touchdown, but on that drive he picked up a couple of nice runs, bruising runs, really knocking defenders to their feet. And we'll see, I'm sure we'll see a good dose of them as Lazzaro's lined up here in the backfield.
Let's be honest, this level you don't see many 6 foot 225 tailbacks, so it's a bit shocking to the defense probably.
And he will get the first handoff.
Just another bruising run. I mean, look at him. He's so hard to take down.
Dragging players left and right. After he knocks one guy over, he drags another one.
Up past the 35 here.
Started with that ball at about the 42 or so, and he's going to get all the way to the other 45. So it's a 13-yard gain on first down.
Contact was made at about 5 yards into the play.
8 yards after.
He was dragging defenders. He's a strong kid. Impressive run. Here he is in the backfield again. I'd expect him to get the ball again.
Shotgun here, and he does take the handoff. Right up the middle, bowls over number 15.
Look at him go.
And he had a clean hole up the middle. There was no contact there until he knocked over number 15, Corey White. And again, another big gain. Looks like that might be another 15-yard gain at the 30-yard line.
When you got a big kid like that, like he's going to run people over for sure. You give him a big hole like that on top of it, I mean, we're talking potential for a huge gain.
Right, and we've seen that. He gets the holes, and then that second level, even if you're linebacker or safety sitting back there, you
can't. They're too
can't.
small.
You just got to slow him down and hope to get
absolutely
somebody to help you on the tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a little broken play there.
Not a good play, but let's see. Oh, no.
Dudas is able to get at least back to the line of scrimmage after what was a broken play. I don't know, miscommunication, but the handoff looked to the right and Dudas wasn't there. And
is it the quarterback or the running back? One of those two.
One of those two.
Blame on the play.
So
it seemed like Duda maybe got the wrong call.
2nd down and 9. Lyndon Institute taking plenty of time. There's no rush.
Impressive start for Lyndon Institute so far this half.
Yeah, they really
came out, 3 and out. Now they're moving the ball.
Man in motion again, and they give it to the motion man.
Oh, okay.
Peyton Barlow is the ball carrier.
Corey White, he didn't make the tackle there, but he got his jersey there and definitely slowed him down and prevented the long gain. So.
Well, you're back to the original line of scrimmage here, so now you're 3rd and 10.
That's right.
So now, if you're Woodstock, you come up with a big stop here and at least make Lyndon Institute think about what do they want to do with a field goal, punt, or go for it on 4th down.
Mm-hmm.
So 3rd and 10 from the 29-yard line. Lyndon Institute.
Looks like they're in sort of another run formation, quite frankly. I wouldn't be surprised to see a man in motion here. No man in motion.
No man in motion.
But they do a quick draw play. They kick it to the outside with their fullback, and he is taken down short of the sticks.
Not really much there as 4 green jerseys chased him to the sidelines. He did get an angle, though, and he picked up about 5 yards. So now 4th and 5. You got to imagine if you're Lyndon, you might as well go for it.
I mean, it's a long field goal for high school.
At this level, that's not a field goal, and it's not a punt, I think.
Quite frankly, I'd say you go for it here, right? I mean, it doesn't make sense not to.
I mean, it's only
the risk versus the reward is far higher for the reward.
And it's only at the 23, so if they turn it over on downs, Woodstock takes over.
It's not a huge loss.
23-yard line. That would be about regular field position for tonight anyway.
Looks like they are going for it.
In the shotgun with running back behind him, and to no surprise, number 32, Lazzaro gets it.
Lazzaro on the carry.
Does he get it?
Taken down by number 72.
Where is the mark?
It's right at the sticks.
They've already switched the marker to first, so I don't know if that means...
It looks like they're pointing the other way, saying he did not get it.
Woodstock takes over.
Take over on downs. First down,
and with that, turnover on downs. We'll take a break. 31-16, Lyndon Institute leading Woodstock. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby here. The YCN scoreboard sponsor is La Valley Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion. Our next YCN game pits the Colonels of Brattleboro, hosted by the Yellow Jackets of Windsor.
Bit of a short run there for probably no gain.
They're looking like they're going to spot him a couple of yards.
Yeah, fairly generous spot, but
taken down by number 5.
Lyndon Institute there in the play again, line of scrimmage.
Well, we've seen that plenty of times. A little generous spot. Sometimes get a little extra as we approach 5 minutes to play. Everyone's just keeping it on the ground. I mean, obviously, Lyndon Institute last possession with a 2-touchdown lead, no sense in airing it out. And they took a lot of time off the clock.
Unless Woodstock scores again, there's no sense for Lyndon to even
throw another
put it in
pass.
the air. No, absolutely not. Not with the success they've had on the ground.
And with that being said, even if Woodstock does score again, the success that you've had on the ground, maybe you don't even need to throw it.
Correct.
Maybe you wait for a 2-point conversion again.
How many passes have we seen from them tonight? 3?
Yeah, and it hasn't really been. They've had a
marginal.
couple successful, but not enough to overtake their success in the running game. And another no gain there, 3rd and long. Today's game is being brought to you in part by Mascoma Savings Bank, mutually owned with no shareholders to please. If you want your local game, event, parade, or concert televised into YCN's over 300,000 households, contact us at info@ycnnow.com.
So on the other hand, I would like to see Woodstock. They have the most experienced player, really, with Trevor White at QB. I'd like to see him stay in the pocket and take a chance, but here we got a bad snap.
Again, another bad snap, and that has been the problem that's really hurt them. They've had multiple bad snaps.
This looks like a toss-up call here. This would be huge.
And there's really no refs nearby.
Lyndon,
and Lyndon does get it back.
Lyndon gets it back. They're going to be in prime real estate here for another touchdown.
So with 3:46, Lyndon Institute will take over. We'll step aside. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby. Lyndon Institute has just taken over on a high snap, fumbled, and then the handoff goes up the middle, number 32, Lazaro, and the easy 5-yard touchdown scamper.
Matthew Lazaro is having himself a day. His teammate, Luke Dudas.
Sorry, yes.
Drawing a blank there for a second. He's having a day, too. I mean, they are running the ball very, very good tonight against Woodstock. The offensive line is just playing outstanding.
And that's going to put them up 37-16 with the extra point pending, and it looks like they will kick the extra point. And no point in going for 2 here with the big lead. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Couple of players dove, couldn't quite get it, so
he's 4 for 4 tonight, all right down the middle. Impressive kicking.
So 38-16, and that short 5-yard touchdown run was set up on the bad snap. So as you were getting ready to say, you'd like to see White get a couple plays, make something happen. They snap it right over his head, and that's at least, the second or third time that's happened tonight. 2 to him, and then 1 to the punter.
Most of the pass plays we've seen so far is him rolling out. He's not staying in the pocket. I'd like to see him stay in the pocket a little more. Maybe it's because the young offensive line, they don't have the confidence in them.
Yeah.
But you're just not going to have a successful pass attack.
Just rolling out?
Rolling out every time. These edge rushers are clearly getting the corner and getting to him before he can do anything. So, I don't know. They have to take a shot here at some point. They can't just run.
Right, and I think the biggest problem is, like you said, that offensive line, he doesn't have time to stand in the pocket, so they figure, okay, maybe our best option is rolling out, buys us some time, but then when he rolls out, the throws, he's throwing on the run, so that makes it even a different type of challenge. You're trading one challenge for the other.
Generally speaking, you're correct. Rolling out of the pocket is going to buy you some time, but when the edge rusher is just blowing by the left tackle or right tackle, they're going straight down the field. When you roll out, that guy's right there.
You're rolling right into him.
You see him, boom. So it's a tough situation for Woodstock right now. They got to figure this offensive line out.
With 3:42 remaining, they'll get a chance again, trailing by 22 points. So we'll see if Woodstock can get anything going. It's been a while since they've scored. Their last touchdown was the punt return. They've only scored one offensive touchdown tonight. That was at the 54-second mark of the first quarter, and then they scored the 70-yard punt return back to start the second quarter. So not much success on the offensive side of the football.
Another squib kick handled well this time. He's going to get a good return here. Oh, he ran into his own man.
He did run. He had daylight, it looked like.
Woodstock.
And then just clipped his own man at the last second.
Still got up near the 40, but I think he might have had a lot of daylight if he didn't run into his own man.
Perkins.
So they'll start, like you said, just shy of the 40. Looks like they'll spot at the 39-yard line. And
big drive here for Woodstock.
yeah, I mean, this is
they have to move
huge.
the ball down the field. At the very least, change the field of possession.
Well, right. Yeah, you've got to at least
And
establish some
you
offense.
do still have time here, but they have to move the ball down the field.
Take the hand off and out to the corner. Nice blocking there on the outside. And
Great read right there. Great read. Good cut inside. Very well done.
Wyatt Began.
Yep.
Nice run. Good blocking and then cutting it back inside. So good field vision and Began. That's what they need. That's kind of that spark play maybe.
Absolutely.
To get him going here. And now, like you said, cross the 50, at least flip the field position and see if you can get something going as we approach 3:20 to play in the third quarter.
It looked like Trevor White was a big blocker on the outside there too, which is impressive from the quarterback position.
Good to see.
Good to see.
And that's the other thing that can happen to a young team opening night. You get down early, you kind of start giving up, and then, the other thing that can happen, you give up. You get somebody hurt out here. You always got to play hard, and we'll see if Woodstock can continue that.
There's another rollout. You see the running back couldn't pick up the blitz there, and just so much pressure. You can't set your feet to throw an accurate pass.
Right.
There's not enough time.
And even though White was able to avert danger initially, he had to rush the pass because he knew the guy was coming behind him.
Correct.
And the pass wasn't on target, and receiver couldn't come up with it, so that'll bring up
Pass was a little
second
low.
down.
It was a little low. It was a little inaccurate, but when you're under pressure, it's hard to put it where it needs to be.
Exactly. So 2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Inside 3 minutes to play. Woodstock trying to get the team fired up on the sidelines. Another rollout.
Oh, we got a trick play?
And he has a man open.
Yeah, he got a few yards there.
White to white.
He was looking for a little more, but at least he did a successful rollout. So that'll bring up 3rd down, and obviously it's 4-down territory here because, A, you're down 3 touchdowns, but also because you're at least across the 50-yard line, and this will be actually the worst starting field position that Lyndon Institute has had most of the game, even if they do turn it over.
I mean, since the early
first quarter,
the second half of the first quarter,
yeah,
that was pretty much the only stretch that they struggled. They've been pretty much commanding the game since then.
So 3rd down, nice little run here to the outside, and he does get the first down.
Number 27, Wyatt Began.
Wyatt Began, he's had a couple nice carries on this drive and some nice blocking. Give credit to the offensive line. We've been talking about that all night.
Yes, sir.
Maybe they found something in a wrinkle or some sort of protection that works for them.
Well, they've certainly been better in the run game than they have the pass game.
That's true.
They're struggling in pass protection, but they have had some success on the ground. It's a lot of penalties have killed their drives and stuff like that. And then they get in these passing situations and kind of get trapped.
2:10 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Under center. Handoff again to Began. Cuts to the outside. Doesn't quite get around the corner before he's tripped up, but another good gain of 4 or 5 yards.
You're looking 4 or 5 yards first down. That's what that's what you want. I mean, that's putting you in second and mid, second and short.
Down and 5.
You can't ask for anything more than that from a back.
2nd and 5 is a good place to be inside the 30.
You got options here. You could do play actions. You could do a draw, runs.
Yeah, and it just gives your team some confidence.
Absolutely.
Because like you said, they haven't really had much of a drive since maybe back in the first quarter. Because even that touchdown was a punt return.
Absolutely.
So this is giving them some confidence. 2nd and 5. Wide receiver out left here. rolled out, but a lot of
Another
pressure.
Play action. He's just drilled again. Throws it up. Is that picked off? No, it hit the ground.
Wow,
It hit the
just
ground.
incomplete. Fell right through his hands. He had it.
I mean, the pressure was just so instant. Again, they did a play action. He was immediately getting hit. Just chucked it up, which is not a good idea, folks.
And he was in double coverage, too. The
It
safeties
was double coverage.
joined him.
And the interception was luckily dropped, but these I mean, maybe they shouldn't do play action at this point. I mean, there's just not enough time.
Yeah, that offensive line, like you said, has been really good run blocking, or at least better run blocking. I don't see, and it is nice to change it up, and I understand that, but at this level, I don't think you have to. If you can get the formula to run the ball, try it. I mean, that time he didn't even get to the handoff.
Oh, I know, he got hit before the handoff. I mean, the pressure is so intense right now. They need to try to mix it up, maybe mix in a few screen passes or something.
I don't know. There's not. If you don't have enough
time.
time to get a handoff, that's tough.
Well, I guess you're screwed at that point, aren't you?
So that's about a 7-yard loss. Looks like it's going to drop him back to about 4th and 12 as we're inside a minute now to play in the third quarter.
If they don't get this, they're actually giving Lyndon Institute pretty good field position, which we talked about earlier. They've had pretty good field position all game. So this is huge. This is the game, I think, quite frankly.
4th and 12 in under center, and White's going to drop back to pass. And he overthrows the defender, and then it's tipped and overthrows his wide receiver. So that's going to end that drive.
Yeah, I don't think he actually overthrew the defender there. I think the tip is what made it look like overthrew. It could have been picked off, quite frankly, but again, did you see the pressure in the backfield?
There was a lot of it.
He threw it off his back foot. It's tough to get an accurate shot there.
So we're going to take a break here with 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby here in Woodstock, where Lyndon Institute leads 38-16. And they've just taken over on downs, and another big run.
Well, I mean, look at this kid.
32.
Look at this kid go.
He
Rumbling,
has just
tumbling, stumbling.
He is unbelievable, and Lazaro is just, Matthew Lazaro is just unbelievable.
This kid is just an animal out there tonight. He's just overpowering everyone on the field.
So a big gain almost up to midfield. They'll wind the clock, and that might be it for the third quarter. I don't think Lyndon Institute is any rush to get a playoff.
If you're Lyndon Institute, do you give it to anybody but Lazaro at this
right,
point?
at this point, you might as well just keep giving him the ball. But we'll see if they have anything to change their offensive strategy in the fourth quarter. We'll take a break at the end of 3. Lyndon Institute 38, Woodstock 16. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. LaValley Building Supply, 10 retail lumber yards serving New England for over 55 years. Ramontos in Claremont, always fresh, always delicious. Mascoma Savings Bank, with no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in our community. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. M.J. Harrington & Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. And Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby, and we are set to begin quarter number 4. Lyndon Institute handily out in front, 38-16. Second has already come off the game clock. I love it. 11:59. Hand off the middle, and looks like it's our man.
Lazaro again for a good 7.
Looks like you're right. There's no sense in. I guess if you want to maybe get somebody else some touches to kind of get him into the game, but there's not really any
like we spoke of earlier, Luke Duas was certainly impressive tonight, but Lazaro seems to be more of that interior running back. Dudas maybe more the outside guy. I would just keep pounding Lazaro at this point.
Yeah.
Till they can stop him, and you're going to run the clock down.
Well, they're going to take him out, and Duda's going to get back in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll give it to Dudas. And he
Nice.
breaks free
Yep.
for a first down, just gaining enough yards and falling over the 40. Spot that ball for a first down.
It looks like he might be hurt here on the play. He's going to stay down here.
So he's going to stay down. We'll have an injury timeout. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby, and we are ready to go as Dudas is walking off the field on his own power.
I don't hear anything.
And a first down gain.
Matthew Lazaro on the carry. First down, Lyndon, number 12 up. Robbie Macri on the tackle.
Little technical difficulties. I think we're back now.
Yeah, we're good to go. Clumsy feet.
It's a first game for all of us.
Yeah.
Not only the players and the coaches, but us up here in the
Clumsy
broadcasting
feet, they
booth.
say.
So first down inside the 30. And Lyndon Institute really trying to take control of this one if they haven't already. 22-point lead, maybe add on here. And off goes again to the big man, Matthew Lazaro.
Yep. I mean, this is perfectly descriptive here. I mean, you're trying to run the clock
Lazaro on
out.
the carry.
I mean, it's
No sense in doing anything
they can't
different.
Stop him. Just keep pounding the ball at the middle at this point.
Hey, local sports fans, 94.5 ESPN's Franklin and House Sports Talk Show can be seen on YCN's WYCX Outside Television, midnight every weekday. Tune in daily and get up to date on what's happening in sports. So second down and about 4.
Got Lazaro in the backfield again. I would be shocked if they did not give him the ball here.
Low snap, but it's easily corralled, and Lazaro does get the ball.
Good defense there. But,
Good stop.
Close to a first down still.
Lazaro on the carry.
Right, even when he gets stopped, he still had hit the corner and almost got free for a first down. He got about 3 yards, 3.5. It'll bring up
Andrew Krause on
third
the
down
tackle for Woodstock.
and about a yard. Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We will choose the team member that had the greatest impact on today's game.
I got to think it's Matthew Lazaro at this point.
Yeah, he's put in a good campaign for it with that second touchdown, plus obviously just clock-eating drives. And there's a
We got
QB sneak,
and it gets a huge gain.
moving the pile for about 5 to 6 yards.
That was a Belichickian play right there.
Catch him off guard.
Mm-hmm.
They're all waiting for the big man, and QB sneaks up there. Yeah, Lazaro, he had the 5-yard touchdown run in the third quarter, and then he also had the 2-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. Plus, he has over 100 yards. You know, we don't have the stats here. I don't have them, but he's got a lot of yards on a lot of carries, and you're going to see Lyndon Institute lean on Lazaro all season. It's not just tonight.
Oh, absolutely. He's clearly their bell cow. But Whitstein there, to your point on that QB sneak, you line up at center and there's nobody there. Like, it's everybody's playing the edge for the big guy, Lazaro, and you got to take it, right?
Yeah, and they go off
got a
the other
flag.
side, but a flag comes in. That's from way back, and
We got
still
tackles out of bounds over here.
47, David Goss on the carry. There's a flag
no other
down
flags
the field.
for after the play. That one will just be the lone flag, but good run. It looks like if it'll hold up, but it's going to be a legal block, so it's not going to. They'll bring it back.
Go against Lyndon.
This is what killed Lyndon earlier, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
It might be too little too late for
Right,
Woodstock, but
Yeah, probably not going to kill him. Might kill some momentum, but
Absolutely.
at the point of the game with a 3-touchdown lead, 8.5 to go.
Block in the back. for
and the
10
8.5 to
loss.
go, I mean, man, what a nice job they've done killing the clock. This is
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do when you're up.
And they really ran through that third quarter. They stopped Woodstock, got the ball back, took all the time they needed, got the touchdown, and then before you knew it, the quarter was over. And you're doing the same thing here as Lyndon Institute lines up first and long after the penalty. And Lazaro up the middle.
Run, it got stopped that time.
Got a few yards, but Still going to be second and long.
Lazar on the
It
carry.
looked like Woodstock is, I mean, they're kind of starting to finally catch on here, and they pretty much stuffed the run there. They had everybody up
Selling
the
out.
box, completely sold out. And I don't see why not. Like we've talked about earlier, Lindenville's thrown 3 passes all night probably.
Yeah, they haven't thrown too many. So at this point, you know, if you're Lyndon, you say, well, we're going to run until you stop it. If you're Woodstock, you say, we're going to try and sell out and stop it until you beat us with a pass. So it's kind of that,
Absolutely.
you know, chess game type situation. Obviously, with a 3-touchdown lead, it kind of takes out some of the excitement. But
There's still
anything can happen.
With the young kids. There's still a lot of learning to be had in this game.
Yep.
And we've got a pretty good run there too.
Nice run, almost to the first down marker. He's going to get out of bounds, and it's going to be short of the first down by a couple of yards, so it'll bring up 4th down.
You're obviously going to go for
Or third,
it here.
is it third down? Or yeah, third down, I guess. I thought it was,
There was a penalty.
that's right, there was a penalty.
And we got another flag here.
And no, I think we got an injury on the field, and the trainer's going to run out, so we will step aside, 7:21 to play. YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby. Third down and about 4 yards to go.
Big play here. Big
Lyndon
play.
Institute could pick up a first down and really run another few minutes off the clock. Got to imagine they're going to go for it on 4th, and again,
Right
up the middle.
Another quarterback sneak. I mean,
No,
Number 6,
nobody over
Steen
center.
on the carry.
yeah, when Steen's just lining up at the line of scrimmage here in a couple of last plays, and there's nobody there. There's nobody.
First and goal, Lyndon.
And it's not even like he has to hit a gap. There's literally nobody
you
over the
just
center.
Run forward. You're guaranteed 6-7 yards, and you know it's easy. It's an easy play.
Tap the center, and he knows, hey, that's what we're doing. He just puts his head up and goes.
Call it the audible,
It-
whatever you call it. It doesn't matter. Like it literally doesn't matter what the receivers are doing, what the other linemen are doing at that point.
It's basically just the quarterback in the center, and
Yep.
they figured it out. So first down and goal, and he's
And he
going to
does
do it
it again.
and that's going to be enough for the touchdown. Only a couple yards needed, and Steen gets the touchdown run.
Down, Lyndon.
So it's 6:46 to go. Touchdown run of 3 yards
I mean,
puts Lyndon up 44-16.
based on the situation and the point that Lyndon's at, I mean, this is some smart play calling. I like what they're doing. This clearly looks like a much improved team. Either that or Woodstock's just falling that far.
Well, I think it's a little bit of both, like we talked about at the beginning, where they're kind of evening out. Woodstock is going to have a longer season than they're used to, with a lot of talent, and Lyndon's definitely improved as another extra point is up
is
and
drilled.
good.
Extra
Drilled.
point is good.
So 39-16, 6:46 to play. We'll keep it right here, and this second half has really been all Lyndon Institute. Obviously, Woodstock did have that nice drive. It looked like they maybe were going to get something going, and then turning it over on downs didn't really help them. And Lyndon turns right around, scores another touchdown.
I mean, you can see him having a huddle out here with a discussion. It almost feels like they kind of gave up early second quarter. The tides were turned, and you know, we had the touchdown, 2-point conversion, safety, touchdown, 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
And I don't know, their morale just seems down right now.
Yeah, that was a big swing there when Woodstock had gotten the touchdown on the punt return, had the lead, and then they turned around, and before you knew it, it was, like you said, touchdown, safety, touchdown, and nothing to it. So you just want to, if you're Coach Worrell, you just want to tell your team, finish strong. You've got 6:46. You're going to get the ball.
It's a long season.
It's a long season. Don't need to,
Yeah,
hey,
take this as a learning experience.
and show me something out here on the field.
Yeah.
Play smart, play safe, and just finish strong, really.
These are all young kids out here. I mean, they are playing for something right now. They're playing for their coach's confidence. So, yeah, they still need to give everything they got.
So we'll see what Lyndon will do. I'm sure they will be doing another squib kick if what they've done so far is any sort of precursor to what's going to happen
100%
here.
100% shocked if that was not the case.
Well, they had their fake little kick there, and then they're going to back
That is
up. What? They might as well try that at some point, right, in this game?
Might as well mix it in there, right?
You're up 20, 9 points or whatever it is, and that
They're
nice
trying to
little
fool the
kick.
scouts clearly, and that was
A
picked
nice
up
little-
from about the
Yeah, about
20.
Yeah, about 20, 25-yard line.
He got it up to the 37, so good return.
Good little return. I'll start there at the 37-yard line. Woodstock will
67,
take over, and 6:40 to play. Today's game is being brought to you in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all your printing needs. And Woodstock. This will be their first loss in over a year, as we talked about last year, going undefeated.
In dominating fashion,
Yeah.
too. I mean, like I said in the intro, I mean, they had outscored their opponents 4-1. I mean, it was just, nobody was any match for them.
And the handoff really goes nowhere, maybe a couple yards after he falls forward. He'll get a gain up to the 39-yard line.
And I'll tell you, we're obviously giving a lot of credit to the running backs here for Lyndon. Their offensive line, I can't express enough how good they've been. I mean, they have been dominating the front, and every one of those guys that is playing up there should be proud of themselves.
Yeah, and we talked about the offensive line is also a lot of the defensive line, and we've seen that as we see right here, breaking free. And even though we got the pass off, and it's a nice completion, which we haven't seen a lot of, there was some penetration into the backfield.
Trevor White to Corey White.
But a nice pass. We talked about Trevor White not getting the time, not having a chance, and he just did it there, so give him credit. Great read, great play, and moving the chains.
Trevor White's clearly a talented QB. He needs to be put in a position here where he can succeed. He's got one of the stronger arms. I mean, he's got the strongest arm in the field today.
Right. No question about it.
It's just a matter of getting him some time back there.
Yeah, that offensive line, like you said, and that'll come. Things will.
It takes time.
Take time to gel.
Takes time. New guys, new group.
High snap, but corralled, and then
rolls out, throws on the run.
Oh, nicely thrown, but just tipped
pass.
away.
Beautiful pass.
I don't know, that was tipped at the end, or the receiver dropped it, but it was thrown right on him. Nice pass.
It was a very good pass.
Over one defender and just into the hands, but
it's not
incomplete.
Easy on the run either. You don't see
he's
a lot
doing,
of accurate throws on the run. He's doing all his passes on the run.
Yeah.
So
a lot of them are on the rollout. So we'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 45. 45 to 16. It started out to be a close one, and then it's been all Lyndon Institute from here on out after a close one. Another pass, just going to toss it up there, but not what you wanted.
Nobody was home there. Even if the receiver was uncovered, I think he would have overthrown there.
Yeah, he just threw that one up a little too high.
A little too high.
A little too far. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
I like to see them airing it out a bit here or there. Let's try out your pass game, see what you got. I mean, you're not going to win the game at this point. It's pretty clear. You might as well, try out a few different things.
Yeah. And they certainly are. 3rd and 10, and you got to imagine 4-down territory. You're at least across the 50. I mean, I know you might not come back, but if you give Lyndon Institute the ball back, all they're going to do is rush it anyway. So, little pass there and intercepted.
Ball was a little overthrown. We got a return here.
Number 18, Sam Rutledge.
He's forced out at the 32.
So Sam Rutledge is forced out of the 32-yard line, and that's where Lyndon Institute will take over with 5 minutes to play. We'll take a timeout. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby here for the final 5 minutes of action. Lyndon Institute leading 45 to 16. Forgot about that last touchdown. There's been so many touchdowns
here. They have put up some points tonight, Jeremy. And here they go again to Lizardo. And look at, he's just...
Oh, that's going to be Brian Noyes. That was number
was Noyes?
5.
Noyes.
Switching it up.
Carry for Lyndon.
Yeah, Brian Noyes. I know.
Another big back for these guys. I mean, they just they got some power.
Yeah, and their offensive line is where it all begins.
Another 6-footer, 190. Brian Noyes. Just
Yeah.
for this smaller defense at Woodstock, it's a lot to take on. Noyes just a sophomore.
And another handoff to Noyes. He gets up the middle and falls forward for a few yards. Gets another first down, a flag at the end of the play.
Noise again on the carry, taken down by number.
But he got the first
59.
down, so we'll see what they do with the penalty flag, because it was clearly at the end of the
Flag on
play.
the field.
Not sure if it was on the tackle or if it was when the play was dead ball foul.
Looks like we got Lyndon moving back here. Looks like a
Personal foul against Lyndon.
Yeah, so a personal foul, but it was after the first down, so they should still be first down and long way to go, but at least it'll be the first down.
We've seen confusing calls earlier, Jeremy, so
It'll be
first down where the ball is placed.
And
they
the placing
say.
of the 35.
We'll repeat first down.
So we got, what, first and
13?
13, it looks
12 or
like?
13? No, it's going to be first and 10 because they got the first and 10. So they just take the yardage, but it'll still be first
Gotcha,
down.
okay.
So everyone's
Here we
learning.
are.
It's
Yeah, we got-
the refs, it's first game, the
Starting
announcers.
over.
The
First and 10, 4:06 left.
4 minutes to go. So actually that kind of helps if you're Lyndon Institute because
Right, you got more field to play with,
more field
clock to kill.
Right, yeah. And of course, not quite time for a running clock yet. They need to be up, I believe, 35 in Vermont, and then you'll have running clock. Well, only 29. But they're waiting for the
Yeah,
play
let
clock.
it
Let it
tick
run
down.
down.
Smart choice here.
And now Steen in the shotgun. Noise right up the middle.
Again, Noise.
And he gets all the yardage back in, a few more, and that will be enough for a first down crossing the 25-yard line.
This rushing attack for Lyndon's been
Number
very
68.
impressive.
Ryan Rogers on the
Doesn't
tackle.
matter who they plug in, they're getting it done today.
If you miss any of our local programs on our 3 YCN network stations, you can always watch our YCN shows and games anytime on our website at ycnnow.com. Coming up on 3 minutes to play here in this one, 45-16. Really been all Lyndon Institute since the score was 16-7, Woodstock with the lead. And another run play up the middle. Not quite the first down, but at about 8 yards.
Number 72, Zane Adams on the tackle. Second down.
Second down and a couple, and we're inside 2.5 minutes. Another first down here will basically end the game, I believe. Second down. They won't have to snap the ball, I don't think, before 2
I
minutes.
can't imagine Woodstock's going to waste any timeouts at this point. They just want to get out of here and get back to the practice field.
And next week we will be down in Windsor. Brattleboro will travel to Windsor, stay in Vermont. First couple weeks of the season. Another handoff to Noyes, and he's got a wide open lane, and he goes into the end zone.
It's unbelievable. They are gashing the interior of this defense tonight. They are just gashing it.
Big touchdown there from Noyes. And that's going to put him up 51-16, and here comes the extra point. Inside 2 minutes, 1:51 to play. Extra man on the field, so get him off. That's the last thing you need is a penalty in this type of game with 11 men or 12 men on the field. And the kick is up.
Another one right down the middle.
The extra point is good.
52.
That's quite impressive to see at the high school level, just having a perfect extra point kicker. It's not something you see commonly.
No, he's been drilling them pretty consistently today, like you said, right down the middle and with force. It's not like he's just barely getting them in. So
no.
52-16. We're going to keep it here for the last couple minutes of game action and then take a break at the end of the game, and then we'll come back. Don't forget, we have our H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game. And a lot of touchdowns scored by this Lyndon Institute team, so we'll have some options, but there was definitely some guys who stood out, so we'll save that for the end of the game and see if Woodstock can have some last-minute surprises here.
I'll give you a hint, Jeremy. My vote's probably going to go to somebody in the rushing attack for Lyndon.
Right? Can we give it to the entire offensive line?
I'm not sure, can we?
So Woodstock will get the ball here one final time, and it will be the last possession, you'd imagine, as we will have running clock once the ball is kicked. And it's going to end with a tough night if you're Woodstock to open the season. We talked about it at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the game, and throughout the game. Young team, young squad. They'll learn from this. They'll come back from this. They'll get better from this. But it is a tough night, and one of those things. You take your licking and you just got to do it. And then
they're growing pains, is what they are. I mean, you're not looking to be great maybe this year if you're the coach. You're looking to be great in a couple years. You're trying to build the squad up, get chemistry together, build a relationship, get them to understand the playbook.
Number 59, Memphis.
Yeah, and you had more freshmen on this team than seniors.
Which is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. Even when teams do graduate, a big class, usually you might have a number coming behind them, or sophomores, juniors, seniors. But the fact that you have more freshmen, I mean, it's a good thing because you've got kids coming into the program, but it is going to be a while.
Correct. Generally speaking, though, you hope to have a consistent class of the same amount of people each year, right? So you don't get stuck with a situation like this. But
And there's White. He's going to draw back, and he's going to make the pass over the head of the defender and the receiver.
Yep. Camden Berry had nice coverage there.
And we're inside a minute.
Locked that one down pretty good.
Inside a minute now. Clock continuing to run even on the incompletion with the big lead, 52-16.
See, Camden sealed off the route there, and, he did play the ball, so he stopped the route by the receiver, but, there's no flag or anything like that because he's playing the ball.
So a good defensive play, and looks like Woodstock's going to try and run one final play. They're not going to rush to the line of scrimmage, but they will have to get one off. 25 seconds to go.
I mean, they don't have to get one off. Take a knee.
They're going to try.
We got to run.
And they're going to run it up the middle, gain a couple of yards, and that looks like that should just about do it as we are inside 10 seconds.
The white flag play, they call that.
Right. Well, it was a good effort here from Woodstock. Good start to the game. Just kind of struggled here late, and Lyndon Institute took over, and they finished that one. The final score, 52-16. We'll take a break, come back with our H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game on the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby, post-game here, 52-16, Lyndon Institute defeating Woodstock. And Scott, we talked about the H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game. Who do we have for that?
There was a few options for Lyndon Institute. I mean, all the running backs were pretty dominant. Their offensive line was dominant, but nobody stood out more to me than Matthew Lazaro. The Woodstock team could not bring him down. His size and strength just seemed to outpower them. He had a few touchdowns tonight. I got to give it to him.
Yeah, he is a senior, so he will be obviously leading the team all season. It'll be his last season, and if tonight's game is any indication of what's to come, this Lyndon Institute team will have a very good rushing attack, and they should have a successful season, hopefully more successful than last year. So we'll see. On the Woodstock side, we talked about a young team. This is a lesson they're going to learn. They're going to bounce back. Coach Worrell's been here before. He's just going to start over, and they're going to keep going.
First game of the season, a lot of growing pains for both teams.
Right.
A lot of lessons learned. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right, so the final score for the final time, Lyndon Institute 52 and Woodstock 16 for Scott Quimby. I'm Jeremy Stout. Thanks for watching the YCN Game of the Week.